nice.
That was very beautiful. You could hear the raw emotions in that. Yeah.
But I had never channeled my energy and actually let a feeling out and put it into a song.
Okay.
And the only way that I managed to do that for the first time was actually in French. So this whole journey started with a French song. Really good. Like a violin, saxophone, call a response. It just like pierces my heart.
I'm a deputy, guys.
One can absolutely do that.
Why?
I don't think that
Are you doing a French accent?
Yes,
well, we are talking about the camembert, so you know, like it's so easy for all of us to fight for other people's dreams, but we don't seem to be able to fight for our own dream. We need somebody else to come and be like, "You can do this." I technically make soul music, or at least that's how I describe it.
Yes,
but not like necessarily the genre. More just anything that comes from within.
Welcome to Acoustics Unfiltered, the place where we bring live music artists. We get to know them a little bit, have a little bit of a conversation. I am Asabi Hawa, and you are?
Michelle, aka Michael, with a French thing for our guest today.
Okay, all right then. Well, okay, cool. All right then. Well, would you like to introduce our guest today?
Okay, we've got an amazing guest today, Tamara Jade, French Guyanese superstar in waiting. Does it all. Can sing, can dance.
Thank you. Just say that last bit again.
Can sing, can act. Amazing. TJ, can we call you TJ?
Yeah.
TJ the Queen is what you go by these days, right?
Honestly, if I know you're talking to me, you can call me anything. Or excuse me, lady, I will respond.
How are you? How's things? How's it going?
Good, thank you.
Good.
We're really glad to have you here today.
Yes.
Thank you for having me.
Very excited.
So normally we start off with what genre, what you're about, what genre. But on your bio, you said you had no genre. You were uncomparable to anything else.
Did I say that?
Yeah, you did.
That sounds like something I would say.
We were impressed and perplexed.
Yes.
Yeah. So talk us through what your music is.
So I technically make soul music, or at least that's how I describe it.
Yes.
But not like necessarily the genre. More just anything that comes from within.
Nice.
So it comes out like soulful, but it can be any genre. Predominantly, I make house music. Like house, I'm a piano type music.
Nice.
But I'm trying to do other stuff as well, because I don't just want to do house music. So I can sing anything, really.
Lovely.
What are these other things that you want to do?
Well, other genres, like actual genres, still within my subcategory of soul, but stuff like I don't know, R&B, or especially like live music, which doesn't really have a genre. I just really want to work towards like a live orchestral, is that a word? Feel where the music kind of comes to life, and maybe it's not always the same, you know, kind of like you're improvising constantly, but it's just like a constant feeling that's happening between everyone who's involved. So it doesn't have a genre either, really.
Are there any particular instruments you like the sound of?
Oh my god, yes. I love piano and saxophone are my favorites. Yeah, and violin, and especially you know, sometimes when you get like a violin saxophone call a response, it just like pierces my heart.
I'm a deputy, guys. What is that? Violin saxophone. Violin is that, and the saxophone is
Sorry,
that.
show me the violin again, please.
They're putting the show, aren't they?
Because what you played before was not a violin.
That was guitar. That was banjo. So what's a violin saxophone?
It's.
I don't even know how that works.
She said call and response. So do you understand the concept of call and response?
Hello, sorry, how are you? That's my call. You say.
I mean, that's not a very creative call and response.
It's a call and response.
Yes, so yeah, in its most basic.
You get in there.
You're just trying to out.
No. I'm being your pal, and I'm just saying, a violin saxophone is one violin does something, one saxophone does something.
Oh, so they talk.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. I saw that happen one time, and I was just like, "Oh my god, I need this in my life." And so that's a really good sound. Both of them together. One is so high pitchy.
Yeah.
And then the other,
Yeah, those are beautiful instruments.
Yes.
That sounds pretty sick.
Yeah.
So that's where you're heading in terms of your musicality. If that's the word that we're going to use right now. But let's rewind. Let's go back. How did you fall into this arena of music to begin with? What's the genesis of your creativeness, your talent?
As in, like, why do I do music?
Why? Yeah. Why? How did it happen?
Or when did you first start singing?
That's the easy way of saying it, but I was trying to be intellectual. But let's say that anyone can do that on a podcast. Go on. Yeah,
I don't remember because I feel like it's just something I've always done. So I genuinely don't remember. I don't remember ever not singing.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's nice.
But professionally, if I can call it that right now, maybe like 2 years or something.
Okay.
Yeah, that I've really been taking it seriously and that I feel like I've had somewhat of a mildly clear plan of what the hell I'm doing, which is not a very good one, but I'm getting there.
Sometimes the best plans are chaos.
Yeah, and plans are always adaptable as well.
Yes, and I've realised very recently that you don't always need a plan.
There you go.
Like, literally, I didn't know that. Sometimes you don't actually have to have a plan. Sometimes you can just create and everything kind of just falls into place.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of riding that one right now.
Lovely, lovely.
It sounds chaotic, but yeah, if it works.
It's hello, welcome to my life. That sounds right.
If you can't remember ever not singing. So 2 years ago, you became, let's call it serious, for lack of a better word.
Yep.
Or focus,
Yes.
Focus maybe is the right word.
Both.
So prior to that, what was singing about for you? Was it just like a hobby? What was happening there?
Hobby, I'm not sure I like that word because I almost feel like hobby to me feels like something that you do when you're like trying to keep busy and have fun.
Okay.
And I wouldn't really say that that's my music process. I would class it more
No, not now.
Before.
Okay.
Throughout forever, I would describe it more as like a form of therapy, almost like a release.
That's a big there, man.
Because I can relate. It made sense to me. I can relate.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah, but it's only really the last couple of years I've really learnt to channel that and actually understand that that's what my process is. Whereas before, I never used to realise, like, if I was upset, I might put on the world's saddest song and have a nice cry whilst I'm singing my heart out.
Yeah.
And then I might decide that I want to write off the back of that. And then, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's always kind of been there, but I never really realised what my process is to get those emotions out.
And do you find, sorry.
I'm saying okay. I'm not asking anything.
Do you find when it comes to writing, do you start with the music first or the words first?
Oh, I don't really know because I'm still kind of finding my feet. So it depends what the environment is that I'm writing in.
Okay.
So, for example, I might go to one particular studio environment where I'll go with maybe 1 or 2 sentences of a concept and a hell of a lot of emotion.
Yeah.
And when I turn up, he's got nothing there. I'll show him what I've got. He'll start making it from there, and together the whole music comes to life and we create that moment together. Then there are other times when I might have like a beat that I've heard or that I like, where I might try to write to it. That process I think I'm finding a little bit more difficult because it's it's less of a natural expression and more of a, what do I want to say? So suddenly my conscious brain is thinking, and she's not very good at that. So
Yeah, right. No, it does, because if you're, it seems to me like you're in your best place when things are just free flowing and not necessarily structured. I mean, it's structured in as much as you feel like you might write something, but it's not structured to say, oh, I have to write by this or I have to do this time. It just flows.
Yeah, I think I'm more creative in the chaos. It's almost like there's like a little calm within that chaotic storm.
But that makes sense, because if you said that for you singing is therapy, then having that structure, it confines it, and then it's making you take a route.
Yes.
Whereas if you just allow it to be therapeutic, then it's whatever it needs to be in that moment and in that time.
Exactly. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So growing up, obviously you were into music because you were essentially music in terms of you could sing. I would imagine you liked music to listen to it as well. So
Yeah.
What were the kind of artists, genres? Were there any particular songs that kind of you really identified with?
Nice.
Trying to work out how you got to this journey, the genre you're on now, was it affected by what you listened to when you were younger, or
I don't know, to be fair. I don't know. I think when I was younger, I listened to the really obvious follow the crowd music, like,
Backstreet Boys.
yeah,
Boyzone.
Spice Girls.
I wasn't really into Boyzone, but Backstreet Boys, yeah.
Spice Girls, you know, Britney, you know, the obvious stuff. And then I think, I don't even know how old I was when I started to find my own feet musically in terms of like coming away from what everyone's listening to and finding like my own sound. And I think that really my own sound was kind of just me, if that makes sense. I don't really feel like I've ever really attached myself to anything growing up that's defined me. I think I kind of did that myself. Sorry, I sound like a brat, but it's just true.
No, it doesn't sound like a brat. It's just real because, and I think that's probably why you want to experiment with lots of different sounds. And like you have the bass, which is soul, but then it's like soul in here and soul from this perspective and soul from that perspective. So no, it makes sense.
So if we're saying in a roundabout way, obviously that your personality defines your music.
Okay, yeah.
Let's talk about what defines your personality.
Oh, God. Okay.
We're getting deep now.
Oh, God.
You know, guys. So along the way, like, what was your kind of your childhood like, and you know, as you were growing up as a teenager? What were the things?
Oh, look at the time! Oh God, is it over already?
No.
Oh God.
Stay on point. What were the things that you think or feel fundamentally shaped your personality, which in essence shapes your music?
Like, I suppose what I thought at the time is really hard for me to say. I can only really talk about what I now think looking back, you know, with hindsight. And I think that both my mum and my dad were a really, really big part of that. But I never really noticed that before. My mum died a few years ago, and I think I'm only just now actually starting to... Oh, God, sorry.
No, it's
I think
okay.
I'm only just now starting to like properly grieve, where I don't think I really had a chance to grieve properly before. And I think that that's making me realise more than ever how much she's responsible for who I am today.
Yeah.
And so her, and then obviously my dad as well, because my dad's a musician and he sings as well. And
Nice.
yeah, oh yeah, he's so cool. He's super cool. And I just remember growing up him always doing music, so I do suppose that was a very defining part of who I am as well. So both of them, yeah.
I think that parents are, whether they want to or not, they really do shape your personality. So for example, my parents, whether they wanted to or not, like my personality is so much like my mum's. It's unbelievable, which obviously causes issues. and in the way that I feel that they brought us up, at the time I didn't notice it, or I didn't appreciate it. They were very, let's say, strict. Let's call it strict. Program. But that sort of molded me in the way I am today, how I respond to others, how I deal with adversity, for better or for worse. I'm not saying I'm perfect or anything, but this is how I deal with things now. It's based on how they kind of, I won't say brought me up, because some of it might have been unintentional.
Yeah.
But my responses to that is how I am today. So I feel that would be similar.
Yes.
To you.
Yeah.
I'm not any good at music, so we're not relevant to this conversation really now.
Well, to be fair, the question was about what shaped my personality, which isn't really technically music based. See, I got your back, man.
Yeah.
Do you feel okay now? Do you feel happy? Do you feel like you're in a safe space?
Anyway, come on. Okay, so then that's happened, and now you're in a space where you, as you mentioned before, 2 years ago, what was the catalyst for that shift? So you mentioned the time frame of 2 years that things changed. What was the catalyst? What were the drivers behind that unconscious decision?
Well, 2 years ago, what got me onto this process of taking things seriously was my cousin's wife, who basically strong-armed me, near enough bullied me, all but short of a gun to my head, and told me that I had to perform. It was the first public performance I'd ever done, and it was awful, so bad. And I think that even though it was really, really bad, the crowd was super nice and everyone was really understanding.
Yeah.
And I mean, the bottom line is, even if my performance is crap, I can still sing.
Yeah.
So it kind of gave me that little reinforcement, which I never really had before, because I think that a lot of what was holding me back was self-doubt, which is a really bad thing that we just keep doing to ourselves.
Yeah, it's hard to help it though. It's hard to manage it, and you know.
I almost have to have like a split personality, and then the confident me tells the unconfident me to shut the F up and get on with it, sort of thing. Like, can I have that kind of conversation in my brain sometimes where the doubt creeps in and I'm like, no, you can do it.
Yeah.
I've taught myself into knowing what I can actually do.
Yeah.
And I feel like sometimes you've got to fake it till you convince yourself, you know.
Yes.
Yeah, and also I sometimes think also in terms of, like, you said that you had a really bad performance. I've seen you perform, and even when I thought that it was a good performance, you've always said, So sometimes I feel like people are overly critical of themselves.
Yeah.
And it's not as bad as you think it is. In your head it is, obviously.
But also sometimes, I don't know if this is true for you, sometimes you, like if it's a particular song or something, you know how you perform it when you're behind closed doors and there's no one to hear you. And then you know, like, okay, well, this is the standard for it. And then when you come up and you perform it, if you feel like you haven't hit every note or you haven't hit the tone how you want it, then sometimes that can lead to you being overcritical over a performance that everyone else has just thought is absolutely amazing.
Because you know you can do better, I suppose.
Yeah, I hear what you're saying, and all of those comments are true for what's happening right now, but that is definitely not what happened 2 years ago. No, when I say it was bad, I mean it was like really bad. I actually looked at the floor most of the time. At one point I turned around and faced the wall.
Oh, wow.
And then I realised that I wasn't looking at anyone, and then I was like, I can't face the wall. It was really bad, really, really bad. But it was terrible.
You got through it and you're here now 2 years later.
Exactly.
So it was meant to happen for a reason, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
Get that out of the way and then now just continue to blossom.
Yeah, that's exactly what it did. It made me realise that it wasn't as hard as I thought it was, and that it wasn't that much of a big deal. Even when you get it that wrong, everyone is still lovely and life still goes on, and I didn't die. So I was like, what? I can do this again. And I've just been doing it more and more and more, and the more that I do it, the easier it gets.
So now that you've turned that corner of self-doubt, or turning the corner, because we all have it regardless.
Yeah.
So let's say that I'm a newbie on the block, and I want to be a singer, and I have those kind of, I'm further back in terms of my progression, and I want some advice on how I break through that barrier and start to perform. What would you tell me?
I suppose the process is probably going to be different for everyone, but what's really, really helped for me is just doing it as much as possible in as many different environments as possible, intimate places, open mic nights, live bands, small venues, big venues. And another thing that's really worked for me is look at yourself in the mirror more, because I've just never really liked the mirror, and the fact that it copies me, you know, it's always really bothered me, and I'm like, why are you doing that, you know? And
is this a metaphorical mirror or an actual mirror?
Oh, a mirror.
A real mirror.
A real mirror.
I just wasn't sure if it was a music thing that you guys like.
No, because sometimes you don't want the mirror to do what you're doing. Do you know what I mean? You want it to have more confidence or to do more, but it just copies you. And it's like, when you're shit, you're like, well, I don't want to see that, you know? I wanted you to do, and then I'm like, okay, I can. And you gas yourself up, you know, and have a conversation with yourself. And then the mirror might start doing different things.
So in short, you should gas yourself up, is your advice?
Yeah. I mean, look, it's so easy for us to gas other people up. Like, it's so easy for all of us to fight for other people's dreams, but we don't seem to be able to fight for our own dream. We need somebody else to come and be like, you can do this. Do we ever say to ourselves, I can do this? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm trying to talk more in the I.
Excellent.
Now. Wise words. I think we should give some people some context, really, right about now. What do you reckon? So you're going to give us a little bit of a treat.
Okay.
Performance. The song is number 7.
Yes.
And you're going to perform it for us.
Okay.
All right. So, by the way, you're going full naked, a cappella as well.
Do we want to hear what 7 is about first, or do we want to hear about 7 after we?
Number 7.
Okay,
number 7. So
it's okay.
How about you tell us what it's about, then how it made us feel after. Yeah, go ahead. So, what is number 7 about?
Okay. I don't mean to be a pain, because I know that people are supposed to explain what songs are about, but this one is not really, I don't really know how to do that, partly because sometimes I don't really know what it's about, like like it just came out as it came out, and then I've listened to it myself multiple times since, and it doesn't always have the same meaning for me. So that's why it was so hard for me to name. And I sent it to loads of people, and I asked them, and loads of people came with suggestions and names which told me more about what the song meant to them rather than what it meant to me.
Okay,
so
all right then.
I don't really know what it's about right now because I don't know how I'm feeling right now, and I'm more interested in what it means to whoever hears it, really.
Okay.
Well, that's enough then.
Yeah.
But before we do that, then let me ask you about the context in which you wrote the song. How was that song born?
Right, okay, so the song was born because my guitarist Kerry and I went to the studio just to have a jamming session, and I must have been extremely emotional because I just was singing this one loop of like one loop of words or whatever you call it, almost over and over, and it was just a really emotional moment for me that made me want to take it to the studio with my producer and put it into an actual song. Now, that day, it was about one thing. And then on the studio day, it was about God knows how many other things and whatever. And but that's basically how that song ended up happening.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Sounds amazing.
Yeah.
Right, so number 7.
Number 7. By the way, it's called Number 7 because at the time when I couldn't name it, I had a body of work that had 6 songs, and that was the 7th one.
Oh, nice.
And I was like, fuck it, it's just called Number 7. So now that body of work is only 5 songs, but it's still called Number 7 because I don't like to confuse things.
Destiny.
Yes.
Number 7.
Right, okay. So just start singing it.
Yeah.
1 second.
You want some of your honey? Thought it'd be helpful.
No, I want chewing gum though.
Is that good for singers? I don't know.
It's just my thing.
Go ahead, do it.
Everyone has their process.
Yeah.
Do you know what it is? I find that my mouth dries out really quickly. So having a chewing gum, I always record and perform with a chewing gum in my mouth.
Oh, okay. That's interesting.
It kind of lubricates my throat.
Okay.
I don't know why.
Well, if it works, it works.
Yeah.
Yeah. You won't hear the chewing. Oh, God.
Oh, well,
You won't hear the chewing.
I'm joking. It will go away in a minute, I swear. Okay. I don't have to worry about a timing issue because there's no beat. Right.
Exactly.
Number 7. That's my intro into it. Go ahead.
I should have done this earlier.
Probably.
Right. Okay. Oh, yeah. And it's never enough when you're always wanting more. It's just like a drug. Hey, get me out this war. I'm trying to get by on my own now. And you won't let me leave, won't let me go, won't let me breathe. And I can't say no, 'cause it's never enough. It's just like a drug. No, it's never enough. Hey, it's that kind of love. And it's never enough. Oh, yeah. And it's never enough. Hey, it's never enough. And I need you to leave me, and baby, let me be. But I need you to give me all the love I need. And I need you to leave me, and baby, let me be. But I need you to give me, oh, you break me, but you cure me. Yeah, you break me, but you cure me. Hey, you break me, but you cure me. Yeah, you break me, but you cure me. Hey, don't leave me this way. Don't leave me this way. Don't leave me this way. Hey, don't leave me this way. 'Cause no, it's never enough. No, it's never enough. until I'm down on my knees. I'm begging, please, 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 please. I need more. That's it. That's the medley version of it.
Nice.
That was very beautiful.
Oh,
You could hear the raw emotions in that. Yeah. That was very, like, now I feel elements of what you must have been feeling, because I can just feel raw. I just feel raw.
Thank you.
I'm waiting for the mic there. It's like, the way I interpreted that, it was like I put myself in the moment, yeah. So it's like I was in the word of the moment is toxic, but I can't think of another word to describe it. But it doesn't necessarily have to be a romantic relationship, just a codependent relationship.
Yeah.
Whoever that is with, where it feels good and it hurts in equal measure. Really, it's not necessarily good for you. You want to leave or get out of that relationship, but you kind of can't, because you kind of need it at the same time. That's how I interpreted that song, and it might not be about that, but that's what it was about to me, because I related it to maybe things in my life.
Yeah.
Listening to it, because I close my eyes and stuff. Being a proper music person. And yeah, that's how I felt from it. And what's good about that whole rendition, not just the words, but the way you delivered it, is you can feel it.
Yeah.
Like, people can sing words and it sounds nice. That's really good, and I can't do it. But what's harder and actual raw talent and skill is to make somebody feel something when you sing it.
Yeah.
Irrespective of how good or it sounds, for them to connect with that story, that journey, and make it their own. Does that make sense?
Yeah, 100%. What you're describing is what I label soul music.
Yeah.
That's exactly what my definition of soul music is. If you can feel the music when you hear it, it's activating a different sense.
Yeah.
That comes from the soul. That's like a soul connection. That's exactly.
I completely agree.
You're doing it in a cappella, because then
Yeah.
there are no distractions other than the words, the voice, and how you deliver it and what it kind of impacts on the person. So well, double thumbs up on that one.
Thank you. And they're both up, yay. There's no confusion going on.
Definitely both up. What do you think, music guru?
I'm at the music guru. No. You labelled me that. Yeah.
The last intro you did, you were like musician, poet, all-round super person, blah blah blah.
I mean, sometimes you just have to big yourself up, and that's what I was doing.
Gas yourself up, girl.
Exactly.
Go for it.
And that's what I did last interview, last episode. And I don't think you need to take offence to that. Just celebrate it with me. But everything you said, I agree with it. I think. I mean, for me especially, I think I'm going to end up saying this in every episode now.
Oh, yeah,
I'm bougie when it comes to singers. And for me, what I need from a singer that I'm paying attention to is make me feel something, especially when I haven't come to feel something. And when you did that a cappella, it made me feel something. It took me into emotions that I hadn't come here to feel, because, I'm just getting to know Tamara Jade, so, you know. But it was beautiful. It was raw. It was truth. It was just all the elements that I want when I want to hear someone sing, when I want to listen to them. And especially so stripped back a cappella. I agree with you. It's very hard to make somebody feel when it's just your voice you're using. But the tones in your voice and everything, it just, all the emotions. So I'm a fan of that piece.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I don't know where it came from. Just came out of your soul, I presume.
Yeah.
It was amazing. So let's move on to, again, in your bio, which was unique, let's call it.
I don't remember writing this. I don't know what's going on.
That's okay. You wrote it in the moment and you left it.
Yeah, one and done.
So we talked about your influences growing up. Well, not growing up, just musically. And you obviously mentioned your hero dad.
Oh, yes.
So was he? And you mentioned yourself. I think you mentioned yourself and your dad as the people that influenced you most.
Okay, that sounds really bratty, but it also sounds really accurate. Okay.
Well, you know.
Tell us
Yes.
maybe you can. Your dad used to do a bit of music. You said so.
Yeah.
Can you just a little bit more detail about that? How what he did influenced you now?
Yeah, I remember, I'm showing my age here. I remember growing up, he used to have the tape recorder, you know, the cassette tape. And he used to, some kind of machine, it was grey and it had buttons. And he would press that and he would like play the guitar. And I'd always sit in the corner and like, I just remember being around so much when he was doing that. I found all of his old tapes recently and he doesn't even remember it. I might remake some of his songs, you know.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah, they're really cool songs, you know, and really nice acoustic songs. And what was your question?
Basically, tell us about what you're telling us.
Right, got you. Yeah, so it's just like I just remember always growing up and having all of like to be fair, it's not like I saw him perform that much or like these things happen very often, but they're like such predominant memories of mine of him having his guitar, and he used to do busking at the bottom of the station, and sometimes I'd go and I'd see him, and yeah, it's just like my dad and music are just a really there are just so many memories there. Yeah,
I feel like so you've sound like you've tapped into that somehow.
Yeah.
And is he, in terms of his, did you think you inherited you must have inherited some of his talent, but now like he also plays instruments, but you don't play instruments, or you do?
I do not play, like I don't know how, if you show me, what's it called?
Sheet music?
But if you give me a piano and you play something, give me a couple minutes, I'll play it back.
So you can play it by ear?
I can, yeah, a saxophone as well, guitar.
Nice.
I can make it sound good, don't worry. But I can't, but I'm making it up, so I can do it one time. You've got to catch it. It's not going to happen twice. It'll be different every time. I don't really know what I'm doing.
I guess your instrument for you is your voice, isn't it?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
your soul. That sounds a bit cheesy.
I know it does. I know.
You know what I mean?
I know.
Yeah.
It's proper camembert, you know.
I don't like camembert. I like Emmental.
Ooh.
Do you know what we're talking about?
Cheese.
It sounds good.
How dare you?
Emmental has no flavour.
So, wait, hold on. What are you talking about?
The way you dropped it.
No, but let's be real. It tastes like plastic. Can we just talk about this for a minute?
You know what camembert tastes like?
Camembert tastes like stinky feet, but
I don't know what it tastes like.
no, me neither. Obviously, duh. Come on, clean feet only. You know. But Emmental is like tastes like plastic.
Anyway, let's move on.
No rebuttal.
Yes. No, because I'm not really a cheese fan. I just like one type of cheese, which is Emmental.
That's only
That's
cheese
probably
you
why
like.
you're not a cheese fan then.
I've had Camembert. It's just like
Camembert is not very nice, in my opinion. I don't really like it. But brie, anyway, never mind. Why are we talking about cheese?
There's a metaphor in there about music.
God, lucky I'm here to bring us back on track because you guys are just all over the place.
Listen.
Yes.
Sorry about that. Let me get my train of thought. So anyway, okay. So now we're at a stage where you are moving on in your career. You talked a little bit before about wanting to get more into acoustics.
Yeah.
What's the plan for that? How are things moving in that direction?
So I'm putting a little band together.
Nice.
I'm saying that really loosely, but I'm just trying to speak it into existence.
Exactly.
So I'm putting a band together.
Yes, you are.
Yes, and I want to. So far, I've got like a drummer / keys player.
Nice.
He does both, and I've got a guitarist, and then I want to really like try to work on live versions or in the moment versions of some of the tracks that I already have, and then also create some new content. In my head, I was thinking really big, and I was like, I want to do a concert like Royal Albert Hall, and I'm like, bitch, you better start slowly. So now I'm being a little bit more realistic. I've come back to reality, and I'm thinking to start with like a little intimate setting and whatever, but essentially I want to work towards putting on like a live showcase of my work and the band's work, because it's not just me, because they've got something to say as well, you know, and we're all going to feed off of each other. And essentially just work towards like a live showcase and then start doing that regularly. And then I even would like to approach like a choir, because a lot of my music's just got me doing all this in the background and I just can't do it all myself. So I want to have like a really, and then have like an immersive experience, you know, like where you wouldn't, I'm trade secrets, but I'm just going to tell you anyway. But where you'd have like, you know, like when the choir would start singing and you wouldn't even realise that the person next to you is part of the choir. They just start standing up and singing and it feels like surround sound in the flesh. So that's what I'm trying to work towards.
Lovely.
That'd be like a Broadway kind of show vibe.
Yes. Yeah.
Nice.
I want it to be really immersive where you feel surrounded by it, where it's just happening all around you. Yeah.
Ridiculous. So some people may or may not know, but you're actually multilingual.
Yes.
Yeah. And you can sing and write in all of those languages.
Yes, although for Spanish I do need a little bit of help because I might think I'm saying it correctly and it'd be like, we would never say that in Spain. But yes, I can get by in Spanish and I can sing and write in French. Yeah.
So
Nice.
Languages, so it's English, predominantly English and French.
English, French, yes. And
a little bit of Spanish.
Yeah, confident in Spanish. I could survive in Spain.
What's your safe space? Is English or equally happy in any?
Well, for music, funnily enough, what triggered me having the confidence to actually write my own music, which I've only started doing maybe for about a year and a bit. Because at first I was performing just little songs that I'd written here and there, but I had never channeled my energy and actually let a feeling out and put it into a song.
Okay.
And the only way that I managed to do that for the first time was actually in French. So this whole journey started with a French song.
Okay.
Yes.
Nice.
Yes. And then the second song was also French, partly because I felt very self-conscious about what I had to say, and I felt a little bit too naked. And almost like the majority of the people that I know are English speaking.
Yeah.
So to really pour my heart out in English, you're all going to know exactly what I'm feeling. And I was like, oh, I don't want that just yet. So it felt safer to do it in French because only a couple people would know.
Yeah.
And obviously the whole of the French speaking world, but you know, I don't know all of them. So yeah, it started out in French. Second song was in French. And then I thought to myself, just give it a go. And I did English and I've done English ever since.
Nice.
Wow, it's crazy.
Yeah.
So, so it's just so I've got this right, the reason why you started singing in French was basically because it felt safer in terms of you bearing your soul.
Yes.
Off the back of that.
Yeah.
So you hadn't written in French before?
Never. Never. Yeah.
My brain is confused.
Yeah.
But that's also very brave in itself, you know?
Yeah. But to be fair, I hadn't really ever written before. Before that, I'd written one complete song a couple years before, which I hadn't shown to anybody.
Okay.
And then I'd written, you know, like a verse and a chorus, and then the rest has gone downhill, but it's too much of a thinking process, so I'm just running with it and not doing anything. You know, like loads of little concepts and half songs. But I'd never actually written a whole entire song. So
that means that first song must have been pretty deep for you to try to hide it in another language.
Yes, it was, although I don't really think I realised how deep I was being until after, because that happens to me a lot. I'm not really present in the songwriting moment. It kind of just happens naturally whilst the music's around me and I'm just in my feelings, and then I listen to it back, and then whilst I'm in the studio, sometimes as this producer is creating the beat and I might be writing the next bit, I'll be like, is that what I said? Wow, that's really deep. And then all of a sudden I'm like, oh my God, this is so emotional. And then I'll say to him, I need to go back on the microphone, and then something else comes out. And it's only really a couple of days later when I've left and I've listened to it about 150 million times, that I'm like, wow, I cannot believe that is what I was saying to myself. And I realised later on that I'm really always talking to myself.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So what was that initial song? What was it about loosely?
Oh,
We can definitely
damn it.
now, or we'll just quickly go and find it and then just get it translated and we'll still know anyway.
No, that's why I wrote it in French, you bastard.
Probably before it's Google now, so we just tell us what it's about.
My best friend speaks French, so like,
God.
don't even need Google.
Do you know what? It's out there anyway, so it's irrelevant.
All friends there.
What was it about? I was very, very heartbroken at the time, so that's what it was about. Yeah, I was very heartbroken, as well as having a lot of guilt.
Okay.
So I needed. Yes, it was like a double heartbroken on both ends. But predominantly, the song was very awakening for me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow, that's tough.
Yeah.
All right, so you know what? I'm going to change it around this time. You know, normally I do my little bits first.
Yeah.
And you do your dilemma. Last.
Yeah.
This time I think you should do your dilemma first.
Oh, okay.
Just
All right then.
switching it up. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So what happens basically? We like to get inside people's heads for more than to see what they really like, what makes them tick, their personality, kind of in a fun kind of way.
Fun.
Funnish. So we kind of ask you a social dilemma.
Oh, yeah.
And then you have to give us obviously a frank and honest answer.
Yep.
And sometimes if we like to unpick your answer as well sometimes.
So obviously I'm here to make sure it doesn't go too far towards loose women territory.
You've been dying to say that, haven't you?
He's here to make sure I don't go too far to Jerry Springer, so it's kind of in the middle.
I know Jerry Springer.
But personally,
No.
So the dilemma question is this. First off, do you have siblings?
I do. I have
Okay.
one sister.
Excellent. Okay. So this is the dilemma. You have a best friend. Yeah. You can choose their gender. Absolutely fine. For some reason, even though they're your best friend, they haven't met your sibling yet. They haven't met your sister yet. Now they're out somewhere. Your sister's out somewhere. Yeah. They meet. There's a spark. Yeah. You somehow find out later on that, this girl that your best friend is chatting about is actually your sister.
Okay.
How do you feel about that? Like, is it okay for them to explore that and date, or is that a big no-no for you?
No, they can absolutely do that. I don't need to think about that one. They can absolutely do that.
why?
I don't think that
Are you having a French accent?
Yes, it's like,
well, we are talking about the camembert, so now. I have many accents. I don't know why they come out, okay?
no, it's good. It's great.
Wait, Australia will come out later, okay? Just bear with me. Yes, I'm a firm believer in energy, and I think that if two people have connected, I don't think that it's right to be standing in the way of that, because that happened for a reason, and you might not feel like comfortable about it or anything, but it's definitely not something that I would ever stand in the way of.
Okay. And how about throwing some more perspectives in there? So how about if one of them, either your sibling or your best friend, is quite problematic when it comes to their dating life, and the other has children?
That's your business. What's that got to do with me? That's their business. That's for them to sort out. I'm not coming. I'm not your therapist. I'm not involved. You two are doing your thing. That's for you to figure out. I'm not meddling. No, I'm not involved.
I have to say you're a better woman than me, because I no. No.
I will split the difference. So I've got a sister and brothers. If it's my sister, whoever that guy is on site after that. He can't.
On site.
He can't. Unless that guy is pretty much close to a saint and then has intentions to marry. We can't. Purely selfish, blatantly sexist thing. I'll tell you straight. If it's my brother, it depends how close that friend is. If it's my very, very close friend, then it's like, bro.
I hear you.
If he's not as close, like obviously we don't care about the gender. If that person's not as close, then you might be alright. Yeah, okay, go ahead. It's not my business. But definitely it's my sister. Oh my days.
I hear you, but I think that because my mentality has changed in my wise old age. You know, I didn't always necessarily think the same way as I do now, and I think that sometimes we have a little bit too much ownership over people, but you can't own a person.
Very
so once
true.
you realize that you actually can't own another human being, that other human being then becomes completely and entirely free to do whatever they want. That makes it their choice and their decisions. I can't come and make decisions for other people. So if that person is toxic and that person has children, they need to learn that and figure out their way. You know, find your own feet. You know.
I'm with you on that, but what about? I wouldn't call it. No. your responsibility as a sibling or a friend for you to advise people. So basically, what you're saying is, you can see that's gonna be a car crash there, but that's not my business. Let them crash and find out themselves. But the flip side of that is to say, look, I'm just saying it could be a car crash. Consider it, and then if they then decide to do it, then so be it. But it's like you're washing your hands of it completely. Go run the road.
I hear you. This is going to make me sound really, really selfish, but I think that you're right. I do have a responsibility to someone, and the responsibility I have is to myself. So I can't take your situation on board and make it mine and suddenly own it and be like, this. It's yours. So you made that choice. It's got nothing to do with me. As soon as I start getting involved, I'm taking I got my own shit to deal with. Okay, I can't deal with yours. You know, meant
You're
nicely.
a better woman than me, because I personally.
But apparently, I let people crash and die. So don't know about that.
No, personally, I would just be like, if I was not in for it, I would just be like, okay, I'd say to my friend, you got to pick.
Wow.
That's it. Because what I don't want to do is, if you guys get together and the madness happens, I'm not involved.
Yeah.
I don't want to hear it. It's nothing to do with me. So my easiest way with that situation is, you just got to pick, and I'll respect whatever decision you make.
Okay.
All right, let me flip it. This scenario now is, it's your friend's sibling, and your friend says to you, look, I don't want you going anywhere near my but you like the person or fancy them or lust them, whatever words you want to use. What do you do there?
Well, guys, not gonna lie, no one can't tell me what I can do. Let's be clear. I'm just being real with you. I'm just being real with you. Nobody can tell me what I can and can't do. Now, I'm the sort of person, most probably, if I'm aware that something that I'm doing is going to cause pain or hurt or upset to someone that I care about, I'm unlikely to actually want to continue to do that. Mm-hmm. So I may end up automatically not doing that as a result, but it absolutely will not be because somebody told me I cannot do that. Or gave me a choice, young lady. Yeah.
What are you doing then? You're giving out ultimatums.
Yeah, make me choose, you lose. Oh, it just came out. It just came out, you know?
No, if my friend says to me, you can't date my sibling, cool.
Okay.
It's like, I wouldn't really want to date my friend's sibling anyway. Because I've had one of my friend's siblings like tell my friend, like hook me up with her, like, and I've been like, no.
Yeah, but what if you did though? What if you did? What if every part of you felt as though you were drawn to that person, and it did, like, your whole world doesn't make sense unless you're with that person? That's like a very strong level of.
I would not want to be with that person, because for me personally, when it comes to love and affection and emotions, if someone's having that strong of effect on my emotions,
I love her.
That means I'm not in control anymore, and that means it's not going to end healthy.
100%.
So I'm not here for that.
100%.
She made it sound like that person's the one, and you're saying
no. That's need fulfillment, not love. That's something completely different. That's you have something missing in you, and you think that person's going to complete that. That's different. It shouldn't feel like that.
Exactly.
What you described. What you described. I thought women say.
Yeah,
no, that's
insecure women.
That's what insecure women confuse, and that's actually limerence.
Yes.
What?
Limerence.
I don't know what that means, but I'm agreeing because I just know that she's right.
So I discovered this word the other day, actually.
Hello, Google.
And I may not give the correct definition, but it's this intense feeling and need for a person that you mistake for love, but it's not love.
Yes.
Like lust.
Yeah, it's not lust either.
It's not lust.
It's need fulfillment. It basically comes from the place where there's something missing in you, so you're looking for it elsewhere, but elsewhere can't complete you. So as soon as you meet a person and suddenly they become your whole world, you then rely on them to fill the gap that you have. That's not love. That's something missing in you, but you got to look within yourself to fill that gap, because only you can. As soon as you put the responsibility onto somebody else, you're going to crash and burn, because it's not supposed to be like that. Real love doesn't feel like that.
Exactly. And that's rooted in childhood trauma. Unresolved childhood trauma.
So kind of like abandonment issues and that.
Yeah, unmet childhood needs. Which we all have to varying degrees.
Yeah,
and it's just how you manage or mismanage that in life.
Yeah. It's getting deep around here.
Let's go back to the music, shall we? Right. So I've got two quick games. One's called Head to Head. I'm gonna give you two people, that you've identified as people that you admire in the music industry, and they're gonna have a sing-off rap battle to the death.
Okay, yeah. Right now, do I have to do their raps?
Right now.
No.
Oh, we should do that. No, okay.
No, remember we said we couldn't.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to give you two artists who you think are decent. You tell me who you prefer and why, who would win. So,
Based on the names that I gave you?
Yeah.
Oh, this could go left. Go on.
Alright, so you've got Lil Wayne
Sweet.
versus Jcole.
Oh, but I picked them for different
I
reasons.
don't know about all that. I just know you picked him.
Oh.
And this is why we bring them head to head. So now you got to decide which of those reasons
Boom, baby.
outweighs.
Who wins?
Yeah, who wins?
Oh, it depends on my mood.
And the other one goes straight to death row, gets killed, dies.
Okay, this is really dramatic, and I don't want to be any part of this. Oh, it's gonna have to be Jcole.
Okay, it's not a bad choice. Why?
I think just because of the reasons that I picked them, which I may have not known what they were being picked for. So, what's that?
What were the reasons you picked Jcole?
As in, I picked Jcole because. Oh God, I'm making this even more complicated.
No.
I picked Jcole just because of what I know of him. I respect him as an artist, and the more I know of him behaviorally as a human, the more I feel like I understand where he's coming from with his music, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Whereas I picked Lil Wayne because lyrically he's just absolutely flipping incredible, and his ability to just like bang them out, and that they're always so. But obviously, Jcole for me has more of a feeling-based reason. So that
Okay, so lyrically, if they had to fight to the death lyrically, who would win?
Oh, you make me.
What was that again?
I said, why are you making me choose? I'm still gonna go. I stand by my decision, and I'm still gonna go with Jcole. His words just touch me differently.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right,
That's fair.
who would you pick?
Who would I pick? I think it would be in the moment, and it would depend. So like if I was in my very raw self or unevolved self, I may pick Lil Wayne. Okay. If I was feeling very enlightened and very much kumbaya, I'd pick Jcole.
Excuse me, why does she get to be on the fence and I didn't get to be on the fence? You've got to pick one. You can't just pick both. You can't do that. I tried to do that and I got told no. You better pick one. The hell? Oh, sorry. Go on,
Did
then.
you actually just defend me? Whoa!
Oh no! Whoa! Moving on. So we've got this thing called. That wasn't. I'm going to delete that out anyway. I'm totally editing it out.
Delete what? What happened?
That part I kind of defended you by mistake.
I was trying to have your back there, but you just recreated the moment again. What's going on? I give up.
So here's another one. So it's called Sing With.
Say it again. Who do I want to sing with?
No.
Oh.
Listen to my words.
Oh, sorry.
I'm asking that. Sing with,
Yes.
chill with, tour with.
Sing, chill, tour. Got it.
You've got Cardi B.
Ah, she's so cute.
Whoa,
I love her.
whoa, whoa.
Sorry.
Eminem.
Okay, yeah.
Bobby Zion.
Okay. Can I pick the same one for all three?
Obviously not.
Oh.
You got to put one in each
Too
box.
easy.
Okay, I want to chill with Cardi B because she's so cute. Oh my God, I just want to put her in my pocket and take her home with me. She's so adorable. Like, she's the cutest thing ever. So I definitely want to chill with her.
Yeah.
And then,
Tour with and sing with.
ooh. So in case you don't know, Bobby Zion is the producer who's made 99.9% of the body of work I have.
Nice.
Yeah,
Okay.
so if I was, just for the record, if I was allowed to pick the same person,
Yeah, you do all of that with him.
no, I'd still chill with Cardi B. She's so cute. Well, I chill with him all the time. Get out of here. I'd still chill with Cardi B. Do I want to... What, sing with? Okay, yeah. I think I'm going to have to pick Bobby Zion to sing with because he's my safest creative space.
Nice.
And he's where I feel the most comfortable and safe to feel whatever I'm
could
feeling.
Sing with Eminem instead.
Yeah.
But she's going to go tour with him now.
Yeah, but that would be, well, Eminem. Yeah, but that's on his tour though. It wouldn't be her tour.
Yeah, but she's still singing.
It's not my answer. Sorry.
And then she gets to take Bobby with her. Sorry.
Zion.
Sorry.
No, it's okay. It's okay. Yes, it would definitely right now because of what I'm going through, which sounds really dramatic, but I kind of mean that in like a generic way of the process that I'm growing as an artist right now.
Yeah.
He's definitely, if I could pick anyone to go and sing with, that is where I'm going and that is who I'm doing it with. So I stand by my answer.
Nice.
Okay.
Yeah. Eminem tour. Yeah, well, because that's the last one left. Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
If there was anybody else outside of those three that you could pick for one of those things, who would it be?
I'm going to repeat that back. If there was anybody else,
Outside of those three people,
right,
that you could
pick
Yeah. Who would you have picked?
to go, well, all three of them again,
Just one of them.
one other random person that I could do all three.
No, just one of those other things.
Oh,
Making it more complex, isn't it?
yeah, my brain went. Oh God! Oh, I remembered a name that I wanted to put down the other day, and I forgot it. Yeah. I'm really not good at being put on the spot. My brain just like farts and goes blank. So I can't. Can I come back to you later when there's less pressure?
If we're still recording, yeah. All right. Well, we've had a bit of banter. That's been fun. Mm-hmm. You're gonna wow us with a second performance,
Okay.
and that song is currently called.
Yeah.
Do you want to talk about it now or after? In terms of what it's about.
It's entirely up to you.
You wanna sing it first?
But will your answer be the same as the previous?
No.
Okay.
I kind of touched on it a little bit earlier when I said that I'm just trying to speak more in the I now, and I think that I don't really know how to explain it. It might make a little bit more sense after, but essentially, how can I explain it? I think that I'm just trying to find a way to not always have to know what I'm saying, but that as long as I start with the word I'm going in the right direction. Whether I'm talking to myself or whether I'm talking to other people.
Yeah.
It's just more a little bit about ownership, which kind of, I don't know how to explain
I
it.
think it's not dissimilar to. There was when they do like heavy metal and rock, and I learned recently that there is a specific role where they're called a screamer or shouter. Right? They just do those raw, guttural screams in that heavy metal.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
which is just a noise essentially, right? But each of those different types of noise things kind of conveys a feeling without any actual words.
Okay.
I'm not going to lie.
Yeah.
Thank you for explaining what I was trying to explain, and you'll realise towards the end of the song that that's exactly what I'm doing, and that actually it's really a half-written song, because the whole point is there comes a point in the song where I don't want to know now. It's just I don't know how I'm feeling right now, and you'll find out when I find out, because it's just that let it out moment, like the screaming thing. That's yes, and that screaming starts with I, and then I don't always know what comes out next.
Oh,
Fair
beautiful.
enough.
Wow, sounds
Yeah.
cool. All right, well, whenever you're ready, take it away.
Active by night, keep going crazy.
I love it when you come talk to me and you tell me that things are gonna change. And I love it when you tell me that you can see I've come a long way. And I know that there's another way around. And I know that there's another way around. I don't need a plan. Who knew that? I love it when you show me that I can be the things I wanna change. And I love it when all I can see is everything but there's another way around. And I sing, I sing, I sing.
Whenever you sing, well, I've seen you sing before, but these last 2 times you sung these 2 songs, it's like you're not here.
Yeah.
Because when you come back, it's like you just come out of a trance sort of thing.
Yeah, that's what it feels like.
In the music, that's all right for us because we're not actually singing, but it's like you're in the same place that we are, even though you're the one singing.
Yeah.
My take on that song, I feel like it was almost as if, I mean, you could interpret it as you're speaking to somebody in a good relationship and saying, thanks for supporting me, but I feel like you're almost speaking to yourself in the mirror and saying, you know, talking to your alter ego almost and saying, well, that's how I took it anyway. I love it when you basically gas me up, which is to acknowledge you. I don't know, that's what I took from it.
Like, I'm happy to actually explain like what the hell I'm talking about in this one, because this one I feel like I can put into words. Then I don't always like to do that because I feel like as soon as the artist explains what it means, people can't interpret it in their own way anymore.
Not necessarily.
I like to explain things really loosely, but essentially I was kind of talking to my songs. That sounds so stupid. But when I was saying sometimes when I listen to my own music, there's another version of me that was talking to myself before I knew that I was ready to listen, if that makes sense. So it almost is that I'm talking about.
Okay.
You know, like, because sometimes I'll listen to my music and I'll realize that I can change certain aspects of my life, or I can do things differently, or where I've come from or where I'm going. It keeps me grounded. It makes me understand myself a little bit more. So I was kind of talking to my music, really. Yeah.
Comes back to that music is therapy.
Yes, and essentially that, that's where I was coming from with the I sing, because that's how I release it. But towards the end, it's really just I, because it's not the same for everyone, and like different people have different ways of releasing how they're feeling. For me, I sing, but for somebody else, it might be I draw, or I scream, or I dance. It could be anything, you know. So.
I really like that one. I like your music. I
Thank you.
purposefully didn't go and listen to anything because I wanted to receive it in its truest form here, brand new. So I'm really glad that I actually did that because it was.
Also, she's the salmon cow of us, the 2 of us.
You know what? Okay, yeah. To a degree, yes.
The music at least, anyway.
I mean, I have my likes and dislikes, or I have my strong opinions, let's say. But I always try to be respectful of the artist because they're just my opinions, you know?
Yeah.
And I know that in terms of this here, whoever we invite in, this is a safe space and there's never any judgment of any kind. So, so yeah, but no, I'm really excited that I've heard you. I'm really excited about what you've got coming up. I'm really excited about how you develop over the next couple years and stuff. And
Thank you.
So where can people find you if they want to hear more about you?
So at the moment, I'm on Instagram at It's Tamara Jade, literally with the it's, so at ITSTMARAJADE, which is also my name on TikTok, which I'm learning how to use.
well done.
And I think it might be my name on Snapchat, but the whole app just scares me. Like, I don't know what's going on.
I don't do it. I can't do it. I won't do it.
It's so overwhelming. Every time I open it, I'm like, and then I just close it. It's just really, really, I don't know. I don't know.
If you want to talk to somebody, but not for any work related stuff.
Okay.
Yeah,
I
it's
I
not
don't
my
need to
thing.
talk to anyone on it. I don't need to do any music. I just no.
Yeah, it's not my thing. But even TikTok, pff, I mean, God, that thing is really scary as well. But I'm learning.
Nice.
And Facebook, but I don't know what my Facebook page is called. So sorry.
I'll find
That's
it.
okay.
I'll put it on
Yeah.
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 But to wrap up, then, what normally I ask about, your music. I'm going to change it this time. I'm just asking the same thing, but it's in a different way. So, what do you want people to take from this session that we've had now, when you've explained yourself, explained your music? What do you want people to take away from it when they watch the podcast?
I honestly want them to take whatever they've taken. I don't care what they took. If they took anything, no,
It's not harsh.
I mean it in a nice way.
No, but she's not placing any ownership of what they take
Yeah.
from it.
I don't.
Your name was a subby.
Anyway, please continue,
Yeah,
Tamara.
I don't want to even put any of my restrictions on what people should take. They should take whatever they took, and whatever they've gotten from it, even if it was nothing. That's exactly what I want them to get from it. I want them to get whatever they got from it.
That's a really free spirit, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I respect it.
Thank you.
Anything else more you want to say?
I'd just like to say I will be looking out for your future bits and pieces. I'll be looking out for your music. I'll be looking out for when you're performing, and if at all I can ever come and support, I will definitely do that.
Much appreciated.
Okay, well, guys, that's been us. Don't forget to like, subscribe, follow, all that jazz. I've been Michael.
I've been Asabi.
We've had Tamara Jade.
Woo, 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 woo!